What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves, and we are talking about all that you need to know in this crazy, crazy world that we call cryptocurrency. Render. Nvidia partners with the world's leading robotic manufacturer. Does that mean that Render is getting ready to take off? Well, let me give you a few pieces of information. I have a feeling that we are probably just days away from looking at Render 3xing, having an all-time high, just going absolutely bonkers. I get a real sense here that within the next 3 weeks, we're probably going to see Render absolutely take off. And I'll explain to you why as we get into the show. Also, Senator Cynthia Lummis has proposed the Bitcoin Reserve Bill. We'll see whether or not it even makes it to vote. Solana, for the first time ever, has surpassed Ethereum in weekly transactions. The SEC is now amending its complaint against Binance to remove security from the complaint for Solana, which changes everything. And rest in peace, Cabuso. As you guys know, the Dogecoin inspiration, Cabosu, whatever. Sorry about that. Passed away not that long ago, but the owner of Cabosu got herself a new pup this weekend, and its name is NEIRO. And that led to a whole bunch of new meme tokens popping up out of nowhere. So let's, do you want to do, what do we want to do here? Do we want to do it old school? Do we want to do it country? Do we want to do Bleaves 182? What do we want to do? You know what? Bleaves 182. Let's do it. They're on tour. Do something.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin because I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleaves. I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleaves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleaves. I'll break your crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
All right, guys, redesigning this a little bit over the next couple of days, squaring it off, going to 4x3 instead of 16x9. Seems like it takes up too much space. So you might see a little stretching and stuff like that while I convert 16x9 to 4x3 over the next couple of days on video, on images and stuff like that. And then, of course, when we get to the chart analysis, we got a new one for you as well. If you like this type of content, make sure that you hit the like button on the way in. Let me know what cryptos we're going to talk about over the course of the day. We got two people already. We got Masonic Mike out here. Want to talk about ORC right away because the orcs, are we allowed to say that? Or is that just one of those inside MAGA things? But ORC is consolidating at or near its all-time high. Thank you for the $5, Masonic Mike. He also wants to check out Saitama on Sol, which we will also do as well. So let's pop that to right here. So ORC is consolidating right now at 1.04 cents. Now, previous high was around 2 cents. The consolidation looks like it would be my opinion, and this is not financial advice in any way. I would be looking for a move down into this range before a continuation and an upward turn, simply because this is the previous range. So if I were just broadly looking at this, I don't know anything about the project or anything like that. I don't know if there's a catalyst, a motivator, some sort of impetus, anything like that, without knowing anything and just going at it blindly. This chart looks like it's coming down to about 0.0057 before a continuation of any sort. And that would, again, this is just going to be a random guess because this is the area of interest on the previous top. So normally you're going to see that, I would say 85 to 90% of the time, you're going to see at least some sort of retest on that previous high before continuation. Now, that does not mean, by the way, that does not mean that you would not see a move up here again before it comes back down and makes that test. So there is a possibility always of upside momentum on it. So I would be watching for that over the next little while. Also on Saitama, on Solana, it's very tough to read at this point. I can tell you this from what I've been looking at and gathering here, that 7-cent move over here not that long ago, it led to a nice significant sort of dump in price action. However, when you're looking at something that's in a channel like this, and this channel seems to be pretty solid, it's going to lead to a breakout. And the question, of course, would be, what does the breakout look like? Well, I think there's going to be, at some point very, very shortly, an impulse move, at least to 4.5 or 5 cents before a test of any sort of breakout. So I do think that we've got another move coming in, probably 100 to 200% from where we are right now. So we're trading at 1.5 cents right now. So I would say that the maximum on the move is 4.5 cents. However, in the event that there's some positivity on this and that there is a positive sort of breakout move that takes place, well, then that breakout move could go up to as high as 6 cents, I want to say. And then from 6 cents, you get a back test here at 4 cents, and then a move and a continuation. But it's going to take some motivation and finding some new buyers to step in. But in the event that that does happen, then I would expect it's an easy 3x from here, just in a short period of time. So that's the best I got for you as of right now. And we've got a celebrity in the house. We've got Coins Chick here. She doesn't have to tip. So we're just going to come up here. We're going to pull up Coins Chick's coin herself. And, you guys, we saw this big spike up here into this positive price action at 408 the other day. And it did not stay there because it had a retracement. And by the way, when I say how these things play out, I do want to point out what we just did, what the conversation that we just had was about a trend that was happening on the ERC token. And what did we say? We said that it always comes back for a retest at the previous range, right? Well, guess what happened on Coins Chick's coin? We had this breakout. We had a big move to this upside right here. And then we had an immediate retest. And where did it go? It came back here and did this. Now, if you're one of those people who says, well, this is actually the spot, well, guess what? It's doing the same thing. It's still testing. It's retesting the support level that it was previously at. However, here's what we're finding right now. Immediately off of that, we got a continuation of this pump, which is now kind of consolidating rather nicely across the side here, and most probably ready for a big breakout. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about all this. And for those of you that listened to me the other day when we were having this conversation about it, and I told you guys, I think there's going to be a move coming here. And we were doing that at 403, right? So you're up over 100% right now. And the impulse move on this was 120%, and 120% just to get you to about a $60,000 market cap with $30,000 in liquidity. What happens when this really starts to break out? And it is my belief that at some point there's going to be a breakout on Coins Chick. So of course, look, there's going to be a lot of things. There's going to be like websites. There's going to be all kinds of different shit that's going to need to be done. This thing's going to need to be updated to attract new viewers and investors. But look at this, 7-day up 72%. So if you put in one soul like I did the other day, then you're in a pretty good spot. So this might be the time. This might be the time where you grab yourself just a little bit more. And I do want to say that because if you just consider here, besides this quick sell in the beginning here, this was the top right here, right? They minted a new top and then consolidated at the previous top. Like this is really a sign of an impending breakout. And if there's an impending breakout, just consider this right here and here and here, that maybe there's a zero about to be dropped right here as it comes up here over the next couple of days and tests this area right here. So yeah, I would get the impression here that something very, very big is getting ready to happen. Now, as far as the rest of it goes, MSI, monkey shit Inu, look at this thing, broke out last night, coming all the way up to a new all-time high. We got a bearish divergence on it, so there was some correction coming. We could see that. And guys, if you follow me on Twitter, then you will know that I gave you that call early, and I said that, you know, there's a bear div happening right now, so most probably we're going to see some downward action. And what happened? Of course, we saw that downward action. So always follow the signals. Are the signals always going to be 100%? No, of course not. But it seems like, it really kind of seems like when you get a bearish divergence, what does that normally mean? Well, when you get a bearish divergence, that generally just means that new buyers are not stepping in. It means that the existing buyers are the ones that are pumping the price. And when that is the case, that means that new investors, and I don't have a better way to say this, but they're trapping people into the project at a certain price. And that means that they're trying to get in to entice you to continue to get in, to continue to pump the price a little bit more before it dumps and before it does a full-on correction. By the way, I guess before I moved on, I should have given you the full Monty here, because we did this before. Where was that? Where did it come down to on that previous one? Well, the reason that I give it to you is because there's the pop right there. And guess what happened? It consolidated. It did the same thing right there. Came back down into that range. Now, what is the next move here? Well, I was told that there was about a 50 million market cap worth of Gate.io that was being bought or something like that. Now, I don't see that. I don't see 50 million market cap right now, but I do see that it could be an easy 3x from here to get to that 50 million market cap. It really doesn't seem that far away when you start to pay attention to, you know, where we've gone so far and how it broke out of that previous range. You know, there could be this could be something that really is about to break out. Now, let me also say that on the monkey shit Inu, I just, goddamn, saying that just drives me crazy. But on the monkey shit Inu, if you look at this RSI has really started to cool off a little bit, which would tell me that most likely there is a move back towards that upside. Now, there's no reason to change the momentum structure for MSI, so a continuation could be likely over the next little while. So now that that's out of the way, let's get back to what we were doing. And first up and foremost, look, this is a guess by me. I don't have any data that's going to that's going to put this in the kind of light that says, well, you know, something magical is going to happen or anything like that, right? But it is my opinion only, and that is, so here's what's going on. Nvidia has announced that it is providing the world's leading robot manufacturers, AI model developers, and software makers with a suite of services, models, and computing platforms to develop on to train and build the next generation of humanoid robotics. Now, at this point, you're looking at there are robots, Optimus being one of the major ones for Tesla. And Elon Musk has gone on record as saying that it is his opinion that the robotics industry and the robotics arm of Tesla and the Optimus robot is where the real money is going to get made. And for those of you that are not paying attention or been sleeping under a rock, what is Optimus? Well, Optimus is your at-home robot to take care of your house for you. That is to say, it will make toast for you. It will do your dishes for you. It will cook your dinner as long as it's programmed appropriately, properly, and has all of the necessary items. And of course, as long as you go shopping, then this thing will become your virtual. This will become your servant at your house and he thinks that they can be done affordably, meaning within $20,000. And if he can do that, and if he can provide you with that, then life as we know it is fundamentally altered. Now, here is the crux of it, right? The crux of it is that Nvidia, again, is about to expand. And now this gets into why I think that render is set to soar. Number one, Nvidia has announced this robot manufacturing initiative. Also, render is partnered with Nvidia. Also, your computation power for your GPU can be donated to be used through the render network, which doesn't have anything to do with the robotics. But the fact that Nvidia is in the news for this will lead people to say, who are their partners? One of them being render. So you're going to see some kind of big move on render, and then couple that with on August 21, that's when Nvidia announces their earnings. So on 8/21, you're about to see record earnings again for Nvidia. You're about to see more robust information coming out about this robotics manufacturing initiative. And then you're going to see render absolutely explode. Not only that, in closing, don't forget that JP Morgan is also saying that August, we're going to see a nice spike in altcoins based on their analysis. And it is also, I guess we're going to get to it in a few minutes, but it looks like there's a cup and handle playing out on XRP, which means that you're looking at XRP moving to $1 pretty soon. In fact, since CoinsCheck's here, we're going to dime out Tom Crypto. Tom Crypto also, or Tom Crown. God damn it, I just said Tom Crypto. God damn it. Tom Crown Crypto said that it would be an expectation that if this breaks out, that we're going to $1 on XRP. So all of the things are in line right now for these big breakouts. And with that being the case, render, it is my opinion, is probably going to lead the pack. And Farky Fark says, so you're telling me I can get a robot to do everything for me? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Optimus is the robot for Tesla. And if you if you just do a little bit of research on what is going on right now in robotics, then you will know that Tesla has an entire division devoted to manufacturing Optimus robots for home use. And again, it does your dishes, it will do your laundry, it will manage your household for you. And if you want it to tuck your kids in at night, it does that too. Like it'll have a nanny program. Like you'll be able to install whatever you need in order to effectively manage your house. If you don't need like a nanny program or anything like that, you don't get the nanny program. Because you don't need to worry about it. And if you have friends over or something like that, and you need a nanny bot, you can download the software onto your Optimus robot, and it will be equipped to handle whatever it is that you need. So yeah, it's coming, and it's a lot closer than you might think. Let's consider this. Not only do we have Optimus coming to a house near you or a home near you, but by 2030, Elon Musk firmly believes that flying cars through Tesla will be available. Not just done, not just done, but available. And you know what? The hard part about this is my name is also Tom. My real name is also Tom. So every time I think of it, Tom Crypto. You know what I mean? And by the way, don't start with the Optimus robot with the thick pooper, as they call it, and the wearing some kind of a bikini or something. Like, you guys are going to get gross with this. I'm sure that this is going to end up real gross, and these robots are going to get real sticky real soon, and it's going to be really, really weird. All right, so god damn you guys. Now you guys got me just, god damn it. Oh, fuck my life. Cherry 2000. If you remember that, you are a real G. But if you don't remember that, you should go check out Cherry 2000, because that was one of those movies when I was a kid. I was like, hey, what's going on here? I'm pretty sure that Cherry 2000, by the way, was Melanie Griffith, I want to say. And I think that she was, for those of you who don't know, Melanie Griffith, she was married to Antonio Banderas. She did a lot of women empowerment sort of movies. So she was a very popular in-demand actress when that movie was made. I'm pretty sure it was her. So let's move on because Render, I think, again, is going to have just a really big move. But the big news, really, if you have any big news for the week right now, Solana surpasses Ethereum in weekly transaction fees for the first time in history. Solana recorded daily transaction fees of approximately 5.5 million, the highest in blockchain recorded in 3 months. The data collected included all Solana validators, including maximum extrapolable value tips, according to Blockworks. 58% of the value came from MEV tips, while 37% came from priority transaction fees. And Solana has now flipped BNB to become the 4th biggest crypto by market cap. And then not only does that happen, but the total value locked is up to 5.5 billion. And that's up 26% over the past month, while Ethereum's is down 2%. So we're seeing a real flipping, if you will, between Solana and Ethereum. And every time we talked about flippings, we've always talked about Ethereum and Bitcoin, and that we were thinking that one day that was going to happen. But Solana is starting to flip the rest of this stuff around. And by the way, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm called Tom because that's my middle name. That's not really my main name. But my family, there were a lot of. I grew up in a Catholic family, so there's a bunch of Michaels in my family. But my first name is actually Michael. It's Michael Thomas. So yeah. Anyway, but my family just always called me Tom because there's other Michaels, and only one can be called Mike. So that's what happened, and that's why that happened. So now analysts are speculating about the outcome of Sol's price over the next few days. One user tweeted that Solana is ready for the next bull run, which it looks like, by the way. We're going to get to it when we get to the charts. These things are really looking like they're ready for an explosive sort of move. And it's when you see something like that, and again, I'm going to reference Tom Crown Crypto because he was just talking about this XRP move. Every crypto kind of looks like that right now. We just had a conversation about Saitama on Sol. It looks like, when you look at it from the top to the bottom, it looks like dog shit, right? When you look at Rodney's token, what's that goddamn thing called? Daddy. When you look at the Daddy token, it looks like dog shit right now. It looks like Rodney the other day was joking about all these other influencer type people like Iggy and Andrew Tate and all that kind of shit being down like 70 to 90%. Well, Rodney's token, and Rodney is a celebrity. He's on Altcoin Daily. He used to be on what's the place where that stole Ben Armstrong's goddamn it, Discover Crypto. He was on Discover Crypto for a while. He's a little bit of a celebrity, right? His token's down like fucking ridiculous percentage. And by the way, it tied kind of with a Saitama, the same thing. It's kind of it's consolidating in this ridiculous sort of pattern here. Let's pull this up. You can see right here. Is that not dead to you? Right? And here's the thing. It's Rodney. I know it's not dead. I know that it's not dead. But if you just kind of look at it right now, it's down 91%. At the bottom over here, it was down 93% from its all-time high. Holy shit. Rodney is the king of dump. You know what I mean? But that's not true. It is from that context. But this is a long game, and you're looking for a breakout. And, again, Saitama looks a little bit better structurally because it's kind of easier to just kind of map out because it's playing a little more specific, but it's basically the same chart, right? It's the same chart and the same communities, by the way. So, that's really kind of what's playing out as we speak right now. So, we'll see what happens. But and here's NEIRO for those of you that were wondering. This is what NEIRO looks like. It's at 6 million market cap, but it was just a little while ago at like 4.5 cents. 4.5 cents means that it was at about $70 million market cap not that long ago. So, but yeah, that's how we do, son. Anyway, Solana is number 2 right now. So whether it continues that, I don't think it'll continue that. I think that the Ethereum maxis will probably step in and start to quote unquote rescue Ethereum for now. but the writing is on the wall. It really looks like Solana is making some things happen. Now, next up, Senator Cynthia Lummis proposes a Bitcoin reserve bill as national debt hits all-time high. We just went over 35 trillion on the national debt. Now, when you look at the national debt, then you know that Donald Trump added a ton to it, the most all-time, but not to be outdone. It looks like by the end of his term, Joe Biden will have surpassed Donald Trump in the amount of debt added to that national debt. Now, of course, with zero interest and almost zero interest and no borrowing power or anything like that, then it doesn't seem like it's that big a deal, but it will become a big deal at some point very, very soon. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out. And also, not to forget, there's also the Fed meeting today. This could change dynamically some of the things financially. Won't change the national debt. We're not paying that shit down. But Cynthia Lummis wants to hold Bitcoin as a reserve, but her idea is to hold it for 20 years and then use it to pay off the national debt. Guys, can I just say that sounds like the most irresponsible thing that I've ever heard? Is not buying Bitcoin and not holding Bitcoin in order to make some kind of move positively to pay down national debt, but the fact that they're just now anticipating that it's going to be at least 20 years before we get a chance to really attack that's crazy to me. That's ludicrous. And not the rapper, not that rapper guy that was discovered by Justin Bieber. I think the guy was working in a gas station when Justin Bieber discovered him and put him on his song, and I was like, baby, 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 ooh. That's the only part I know, but it could be. So anyway, the plan has received skepticism, but it is only part of a larger debate going on about Bitcoin's role in economic policy. Now, nobody who's showing skepticism for it matters, because the donkeys, the donkey brains, if anybody watches It's Always Sunny, the donkey brains and the frog boys in this would be Peter Schiff and Gary Gensler, people like that. So, I think first of all, I think it would be a great idea, but I don't think that this goes the distance that you would want to see in order to pay down the debt. Like it would be incredible if we saw over the next, let's just say over the next, it'd be insane right now to start this on the pump, by the way, like on the pump. You're going to look like an idiot, by the way, if you do this right now, because this is where, or not right now, but by the time there's a move in the legislation comes up, it's going to be November, it's going to be December, it's going to be January of next season. We're going to be at the top of a bull run, or we're going to be coming into a big bull run. There's no way that you buy at the top. Otherwise, you do have to wait 4 years before you get that next opportunity. And I don't know that it's going to be. Look, I think maybe the cycle might be changed. We'll have to see it play out. You may not see these 4-year cycles happening at the same sort of level. You'll still see them because people still be comfortable and familiar. But I don't know that we're actually going to see that 4-year play out. But the point is, I would hold off until the bottom. You know what I mean? What the fuck? If you do it right now, if you were to do it right, and let's just say that we decided as a country, we're going to put $60 billion in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin goes from 68,000 right now to 150,000, as we kind of expect it to go in the, it's sometime fairly soon. And if it does that, right, then that turns into what, 150 billion, something like that. Sell it all, put 60 billion to the side, use that 90 billion to pay down the debt as much as possible, and then just do it again after the bull run is over, where you get that more exponential move. And where do you think Bitcoin goes on on this dip. Well, we'll actually talk about that pretty soon, because I think that just like everything else, that when you look at those the pump area and stuff like that, and you see like where's that sort of high region, then you're going to see that we're going to have that fib retracement that's going to back test from whatever the parabolic move is, from the halving, if you will. So we're going to be looking at this halving, and we're going to probably see. So it's going to be, boy, it's going to be tough here. 50% from where we are right now would be about 90,000 if that were the case, and I don't think that is. I think we're already kind of there. So 60,000. So we're going to buy Bitcoin right now at about 60,000 or 66,000, 67,000. It goes up to 150. Then we sell it, and then we come back in and we buy it again and scoop it up and start scooping it up at around 80,000, all the way back down to around 60, which I think it's going to come back down to after this big bull run. It might even come down a little bit more into like the 50,000 range. So there is some real possibility here of that sort of correction. So this, but now I'm just turning the United States into a trader, though. While Lummis is optimistic about the idea, critics, including analysts at the Cato Institute is not your friend, have raised doubts both on the idea and at the implication. The plan would require buying 1 million Bitcoin at 100 billion, about 5% of all available circulating Bitcoins. It joins broader discussions about what role the U.S. Would play in U.S. economic policy. And by the way, 5% of all available circulating Bitcoin, what's that stupid? Like, why does this fucking be... Fucker. Oh my God, it's not even right. There are 1.2 million Bitcoin on exchanges right now, 1.3 million Bitcoin on exchanges right now. You would be buying up the supply on exchanges. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you would be out here buying up the Bitcoin, and you would be bringing in sellers at a much higher level. So it is not accurate. 5% of all available is not true. However, and by the way, it's probably more like 10%. I guess about 7%, because some of it's lost. It'll never be found. There's, we do not have 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. So the math just doesn't math. But anyway, oh God, why am I like this? Why am I fucking like this? I don't know. Anyway, so whales have continued to accumulate. Whales have scooped up 5,900 Bitcoin in the recent correction. And what happens when whales start buying? When whales start buying, then the next step is you start to see a price pump coming. They know what they're doing. If you follow the whales, then you will be a genius as well. Also, Gary Gensler, shown here, trying to show a group of children how to choke a puppy, says that he intends to amend the complaint against third-party tokens in the Binance case. So the SEC intends to amend its complaint against Binance, including with respect to the third-party asset securities it said in a court filing. This likely means that the judge won't have to decide whether 10 tokens such as Solana and Matic are unregistered securities or not. They're taking the decision away at this point, which is actually probably what this administration is asking him to do right now. So U.S. SEC may be dropping its charges against so-called third-party tokens such as Sol, Matic, and the list is Solana, Cardano, Matic, File, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody. Those are the 10 that they named in the complaint. The issue of third-party tokens came to a head at a hearing on July 9 when attorneys for Binance said they interpreted Judge Amy Berman Jackson's June 28 ruling on Binance motion to dismiss the SEC case as a move as moving third-party tokens out of the case, the CoinDesk reported earlier. The judge made it clear that this was not her intention. Third-party tokens are digital assets. Tuesday's filing was a court-ordered joint response to the position of both sides on how to proceed further. It was expected that the judge would review that the role third-party tokens may play in the SEC's ongoing case against Binance. So, and by the way, we're still we should still recognize here, doesn't matter what's going on with Binance it does, but in relation to these coins or these tokens over here, what matters is, are they being bundled up by a third party and then staked? right? And that's what's happening, because what's happening is buying it. It's the orange grove. You buy an orange, and an orange is a commodity. It's not a security. Okay. But if you bundle them up for future purchase or to give you some kind of advantage, that is an expectation of profit, thus turning it into a security. And that's been the SEC stance this entire time. We misinterpret it because we're lunkheads and a bunch of dum-dums who just say, yeah, Gary Gensler attack, he be bad guy, or whatever the fuck we say in our brains. That's just how it, to me. But the issue here is staking. So what they're doing, or what Gary Gensler is doing, is he's trying to choke the puppy that is staking. So anyway, fuck you, Gary Gensler. And let's move on here, because now we're going to talk about Dogecoin pup owner who owned Kabosu. Kabosu's owner announced her new Shiba Inu dog's name is NEIRO, and that created a bunch of NEIRO tokens. Two prominent NEIRO tokens emerged, with the most popular amassing a $100 million market cap, but seeing a sell-off later as communities started to argue among each other on which was the actual NEIRO token. And none of them are. Shut the fuck up, because you're just trying to capitalize. They're token scams. That's all this is. The trading frenzy propelled Solana's on-chain volumes to surpass Ethereum's, with the NEIRO deployer profiting $5.4 million from the token's popularity. NEIRO's actual owner has distanced herself from the drama and said that these are token scams, that she's not affiliated with them at all. So it really doesn't matter which one. That, like she said, it's all a fucking scam. So hundreds of NEIRO or NEIRO-themed tokens were issued on Solana generator Pump.Fun, with one quickly running to tens of millions in market capitalization. Later, some traders discovered that while the token was at 100 million market cap, another one was actually the first one to exist, shifting dynamics and causing a brief sell-off. So is it going to come back up? I don't think so. I don't think there's nothing to this other than just random shit. But let's move on here, because I don't want to talk about that dog forever. Bitcoin. This is from Raul Paul, by the way. Raul Paul is one of those investors that a lot of us go to for information. We're looking for him to give us some guidance right here. Bitcoin is ready to soon break the giant cup and handle and head into the banana zone. So you've got the cup formed, and it's completely. Let's move over here, and this is how it's playing out right here. You've got the full formation here of the cup, and you've got the handle coming up right now. So the breakout does seem to be imminent. Now, this is Bitcoin saying that the Bitcoin breakout appears to be imminent. So with that being the case, then I would think that we're in that spot where perhaps we're about to see a giant move in some fashion in crypto. Not to be outdone, we've got Mustache. If you guys know, you guys know me. This is one of the guys that I like to read information out of. Is he right all the time? No, of course not. Nobody's always right. But he says, I think a lot of people don't realize that XRP has been the leader of the biggest altcoin season so far in 2017. It has just broken out of a symmetrical triangle to the upside. As long as it holds here, we'll see a continuation of the uptrend, and that's alt season vibes. So it is entirely possible. Again, just like Tom Crypto Crown. I just wanted to say that. Just like Tom Crown Crypto had said, XRP to $1 is most likely the next big move. Like there's probably a breakout on the horizon here. And when we look at it, then you do see, well, shit, yeah, I guess it did break out. All right. So we've got a nice breakout of this trend line, which is there and there. It's at the top of it. I disagree with this. I disagree with with this is using what is he using here? Is this logarithmic or something? Like maybe he's looking at it a different way than reality. Yeah, he's looking at it from that logarithmic. And what he's seeing is that it just recently broke its way out of this long-standing trend line. And I mean, fair enough, I guess. It's yeah, it's at the top. It's at the top. That's all I can say. It's at the top right now. So hopefully this thing continues to run. And if it does, then You're going to see $1 XRP at some point coming up pretty soon. Now let's talk about monkey shit, because monkey shit be tripping, dog. And right here you have, this is what happened just a little while ago. Monkey shit got listed on Gate.io. Gate.io is now live. Congratulations on the biggest future of your life. Gate.io and MSI. You can see the price there was $43.75 upon listing, and then the price pumped all the way up to, I want to say it was 65, almost 67. Yeah, to 68, to 68. So, and by the way, if you look at the chart now, then you will see that it looks like we're probably coming down. It's probably cooked at this point. You can see here that, we've started to establish a serious level of resistance across the board right here. So that, if this doesn't cause a significant bounce, and this caused a bounce, we came back and met this previous high, and now we're coming back down. So it looks like that's probably the end of this crazy run, unless something changes dramatically. Now, knowing Pablo, something is going to change dramatically. So could be that we're looking at a breakout. No, I'm usually lying about that. That's just for show, bro. Anyway, so we got the bearish divergence. We've got the all this shit playing out with Monkey Inu. So we'll see whether or not this continues to maintain itself over the next little while. Now, in the meantime, Saitama, we already talked about Saitama. Thank you, Masonic Mike, as a reminder. So Saitama, I think that Saitama is ready for a break back to 4 cents or so. Again, it's very difficult to predict when something is going to make that move. Could be that we see it come down into this even further range. Now, it's very low on the RSI. It's been cooked for a while. It's still got a great crew of people. I think that move right there makes sense for it to go back up here into that 4.5 cent range as kind of a shakeout sort of test. Could come back down here again and do the same thing and just kind of bounce around, or we don't even see that breakout. But I would like to think that it makes sense that there would be a breakout of this. It's going to have to break trend. If it doesn't break trend, of course, then price going to continue to decline. That's the way that it works. So, of the market, Trump is, here's the thing. Even if you're, I told you guys, Trump MAGA token is going to go to $1 billion. I mean, look at MAGA. It looks like, goddamn, it looks like the rest of these tokens that we're talking about. If you take the top up here, coming down to the bottom down here, it's about a 71% decline. So it's dumped super hard too. Again, I told you guys, it's going to be $1 billion token as we lead up into this election cycle. And I think the market is just waiting for something to happen to kind of kick everything off and for the cascade of money. And I think that what we're about to see, by the way, when it comes down to that, is this right here playing out, which is that cup and handle. What happens to altcoins when we get $90,000 Bitcoin? And it would look like a $90,000 Bitcoin is on the horizon. So what happens when that takes place? When that takes place, then the rest of this market absolutely sends. Why? Because there's enough degens in Bitcoin right now that they will then get into Ethereum, and then the Ethereum ETFs will continue to scoop up a little bit and create a run on the supply on exchanges, driving up the prices. We're going to see a $5,000 Ethereum probably at the end of this month. So everything is in place for a big explosive move. Now it's just a matter of what's the catalyst. And by the way, when we're talking about what's the catalyst, we should also remember that, there's still the matter of, are we going to get shaken out one more time before the move happens? And that is something that we should always consider. By the way, speaking of breaking out, did anybody see FIAS? If you haven't already, this is part of the DevvE ecosystem. I've been telling you guys that a couple days ago that I suspected that there was a breakout coming. Well, son of a bitch, guess what? We're up 100, and it went all the way up 178%. It's sitting at about 125 right now. A couple hours or an hour ago, it was sitting at 160%. So FIAS had a nice little breakout. This is where we called it about 4 days ago, saying that it would come up into this range, and it came up past that range and then rejected at 2.5 cents, back to that 2.5 cent line. So we were close to right. You know, you never know how crazy some of these moves are going to get. This move got a little bit wild, but the market, by the way, is now down 17 billion. It looks like all of that is MSI, as MSI continues that little downward trend. Now, the question for MSI is going to be, does this come back down into this little range here in the threes, or are we going to watch another continuation? Like, is this hot enough to continue on? And by the way, if you look at this, you know, maybe we didn't make it all the way. I don't know. It looks like we've got a nice little run here for monkey shit, and a continuation, maybe so. So let's kick it back. So anyway, Saitama, I'm not sure what happens next. I do think there'll be a pump, but that remains to be seen. And this one's all messed up. God damn it. So anyway, DevvE, I just told you guys, FIAS is up 20% on the day. DevvE token, we're waiting for, you know, again, like most of these things, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of pieces that are in place. We're waiting for a confirmation of some kind of partnership or something that would be happening that would create a reversal of the trend. And, you know, guys, I gave you this over here, and I told you that I think that this is the move right here. And that is, we've broken out, right? We broke out above that, that line. Now it seems like a breakout is imminent. But if we come over here and we just say, maybe we're just kind of looking at it the wrong way, maybe what we're looking at is just this right here, kind of making its way down. And, you know, maybe it's just a continuation. We're at the heart line of that move. If that's the case, some positive price action could push it up into the threes. But again, I think there's a breakout to 65 cents coming very, very soon. I think that we've exhausted sellers. You know, I think that, and that's what you're looking for, by the way, when you're making these plays. You're looking to exhaust the sellers and to get them out. And it looks like they're still there, of course. Otherwise, that move to 32, 33 would have continued on. So we still have sellers who are stepping in to continue selling at certain spots, but it's not nearly the way that it was before. So now the question is, have we done this, which is coming down here? Is this rotation right there, is that a reversal of the trend? And the reason that you can't say that for certain is because we had this right here and then this right here happen before doing this. So, you know, it could be that we're still that we've still got some more downside to come, that we're not breaking this trend line yet. So I don't know for sure yet. I'm just watching it. I'm waiting for a signal. But again, at 65 cents is coming very, very soon. I think it's going to be a lot sooner than we think. Again, as with some of these other tokens, it's just a matter of time at this point. Everything looks like it's ready for a breakout. Everything is looking like, you know, it's only a matter of time. Even, I mean, look, this is SHIB. SHIB looks like it's only a matter of time. Another test of the 200 and then a breakout above that is probably what's coming. All of it looks the same kind of way. Ethereum going to have an enormous run at some point very, very soon. So everything is set up right now for that next big move. So as far as Luna Classic goes, I think Luna Classic is set for, it looks like it's set for a breakout. You never know whether it will or will not break out, but it looks like it's set for a breakout. And the chart looks like this right here. You can see that just right here, we've consolidated back in this range. Now, I did recognize that we do seem to have this descending channel that could be playing out over the next little while. That we're going to move that a little closer right there, but we do have this kind of wedge playing out. It looks like the wedge has been broken out and then back tested right here. So I think that we've got a breakout coming. It looks like there's something, some kind of explosive sort of move that could be in the cards, but it would look like this coming up into that spot right there at around 3/0s21, 3/0s22 as the next big impulse move. Now, we've seen it happen over and over again. We saw it happen. We saw it happen. We saw the breakdown. We saw the breakdown. Now it's time for that to happen again. And by the way, the good news is we've got a big move. We got Burns by Binance coming. We've got 3.1.3 that's launched today. So actually, that was yesterday. 3.1.3, which changes the distribution. 80% of the 80% of everything gets burned with gas fees, and then 10% goes into the Oracle pool, which previously I don't think any was going into the Oracle pool, but that's going to have to be replenished. So 10% is going into Oracle. This is going to change the way that the fees are. This is going to fix the fees. So, or at least temporarily fix the fees in order to replenish the Oracle. So I do think we're going to get a big move coming very, very soon. And, again, just bam, just like that, we'll see something break out here in a big sort of move. So, but again, it's always just a guess. Now, the rest of this is brought to you by TradeMaster Ninja. I did a show last night for TradeMaster Ninja. I got the video. We're going to release that later today, maybe tomorrow, as I work my way through it, doing some editing on it. And it was me and Rebel in Black, and we talked a little bit about TradeMaster Ninja and how, you have to have 100,000 TRDM if you hold that and a diamond NFT. Then you're going to get like airdrop rewards, stuff like that. But he'll explain all of it in the video. So if you guys haven't already, I would I recommend, and I can't tell you what to do, but I mean, this is the chart right here for TradeMaster Ninja. And I want to stress here, these guys have not even done promotional work or anything like that. And I told you guys way back over here that I thought we were headed for a breakout up here, and it's actually doing it. I drew it a little differently than how it's playing out, but when we were over here, it broke out, and now it's back up into this range. It's at 3 cents. Doesn't mean that it's not gonna. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna have a sell-off. Doesn't mean. But if you really kind of start to pin it down, it looks like we've broken out of some of the some of the range here. It looks like there's been a breakout. So if this continues on, then I would suspect, and here's the number. It's the 200 MA that's still in play right now. And you can see the 200 MA is at 4 cents right now. So it would make sense for this thing to come up and do a test up here at 4 cents before doing a breakout. And the breakout would look like, move into this range and then a back test off of this right here, and then a breakout above that coming into here, and then here before leveling off around 6.5 to 7 cents. Like, that's what I would suspect would be kind of the next group of moves, if you will. That's what it looks like. So I'll be watching for that to play out. As far as the rest of the broader markets go, fear and greed is down to 61. Again, this is not your time to get into anything. If you're degen and you're just looking for some risk or something like that, do what you got to do, but make sure that you have some capital on the side. Again, we're kind of overheated a little bit. We were at 70 something the other day. It's coming down a little bit. I would suspect that it's going to come down a little bit more, that we're going to get a last shakeout. We're going to see the fear and greed index come back down into the orange zone before spiking again. That's going to be the time where I re-enter. I put my money on the sideline right now. Not everything, but I put a lot on the sideline right now because I don't want to use it. I want to wait until the fear and greed index comes down a little bit. When it comes down a little bit, then I'll re-enter. So there we go. That's it. We made it through the day, and we did it faster. Oh, one more thing. Let's cover this because I don't want to miss out on this one. This is the Bitcoin ETFs. The flows on the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. Hey, guess what? $122 million inflow into the Bitcoin ETF. So while we're out here talking about, oh no, the market might come down, it's not, because people are still buying, people are still moving in, people are still doing all the cool shit that we want them to do all this time. We're continuing to take Bitcoin off of the exchanges. We're continuing to buy, and it's continuing to store in these. iBit now has $23 billion worth of Bitcoin. Absolutely insane. Now, for the ETF for Ethereum, guess what? We didn't see positive price action, but we saw a reduction of the bleeding. Now, when you see a reduction of that bleed, you're down to 98 million. The Ethereum grayscale transition right here, this one is still kind of in play, and we haven't seen anything kind of solve itself, if you will. People are still exiting minus 210 million, but what we saw was a drawdown. This was 300 million, 350 million, 350 million, 330 million, almost 500 million. Well, now it's down to 210 million, which should mean that there is a reversal at hand, and slowly but surely we're going to start seeing a reversal here, and we're going to start seeing this start to move upwards. And I think we're going to start to see it. We'll see it slowly at first, but then I think it's going to reverse, and we'll see a lot quicker over the next little while. So that now covers it. We made it through the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. That's it's crazy, by the way, when you really start to break down, when you really start to break down some of this stuff, the way the charts have everything moving, what's coming in and out of these ETFs, like it's getting to be Bitcoin for sure. Bitcoin for sure is having that move. Ethereum, again, when I tell you that it's starting to decline and come down, that means that positivity is coming into the market very soon. When I tell you that XRP cup and handle breakout, when Tom the crypto crown guy, when we see all of those little pieces, and everybody's noticing it, when we're seeing the altcoin dominance start to change, when we see all of these different things and they start to play themselves out, then you know that something is coming, right? The other day we looked at the altcoin index, and it was at 15. Today it's at 16. So no change yet, but we're getting closer and closer and closer to what I think is going to be just a massive sort of reversal. It's just a matter of time now. So yeah, let's pay some bills, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. There are exactly 3 places that you need to be on Telegram. Cryptonomy updates, where you get all the daily market updates and information that you need in order to be a successful investor. Cryptonomy.finance to get all of the news that you need to get you through this day. And Cryptonomy community so that you can engage with other like-minded people to talk about what is going on in the cryptocurrency market. And do not forget to follow at Cryptonomy_Fi on X for all of your up-to-date information. All right, guys, looking in on my fixed deposits, as you can see, we've completed a couple of them right now. I earned 0.037 Bitcoin, 0.012 Bitcoin right now. That's about 0.05 Bitcoin, couple $1,000 in value at this point. What I'm going to do today, we're going to make another big deposit. I'm going to use 406 million SHIB. I'm going to stake this for 9 months. Again, I do believe about 9 months from now going to be the optimal time. So 71.8% APY. We're going to continue that. We're going to accept. All right, now we're locked in with 406 million SHIB, 71.8% return. I think that's going to be a fantastic yield. Super excited about this one. But as you guys can see, what am I earning over here? I've got an Ethereum that I'm going to pull out pretty soon, 0.67 ETH already. By the end of this, I'm going to have earned 0.99 Ethereum. My XRP, an extra 2,313 XRP. Don't forget the magnificent yields being done on the ROIs right here for the launch pool. We are getting fantastic returns. Guys, you gotta stake with Cryptonomy.finance. So guys, make sure you check out Cryptonomy.finance today.